Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to go through the changes added in Fortnite Battle Royale's newest update. The first thing added in this update, or changed in this update, was a new item called the Rift to Go. And this is actually an epic rarity item, so it's purple. And it is, as the name describes, it is a rift that you throw out, and once you throw it, a rift will be spawned in that item, or in that location, and then you can jump into that rift and then glide wherever you want to go, just like any other rift does. This drops in stacks of 1 with a max size of 2, and it can be found in chests, vending machines, supply drops, and loot llamas. Notably, it is not a floor loot item. So this is basically just like a launch pad you can carry in your inventory, but you start from the sky. That's how I look at it, at least. When I initially heard about this item, I was like kind of disappointed and just kind of like, why is this being added to the game, you know? But if you think about it, it's kind of worse than the launch pad. Like, you do start from the sky, so it's better for getting to the storm. But you use an inventory slot on this, and you only have 5 inventory slots in the game. So 20% of your inventory will be dedicated to this item. So it will be annoying if players try to use it to run away from you in a fight, but they could already use launch pads for that. And launch pads are a trap item, so you don't give up anything in order to carry them. So I think this is like not the end of the world. I could do without it, but yeah. Okay, it's not as bad as I initially thought, just because it does take an inventory slot and the launch pad doesn't. The next change in this update is the pump shotgun equip time has been shortened from 0.96 seconds to 0.88 seconds. Basically, this is a 12% reduction in how fast it takes to pull out the pump. This has nothing to do with the delay when shooting a shotgun to being able to fire another shotgun. That is still in the game. This is simply if you're switching from one weapon to switching to the pump will pull out faster. And this is, like I said, a 12% reduction. They previously made the pump like a longer pullout time when double pump was kind of like at its height. That was like one of the first things they did to nerf double pumping. So this change coming makes sense because they did completely remove double shotgun from the game by adding the delay. So I think this is a good change in that it'll make the pump more viable. It's still somewhat inconsistent on damage, but I still love it. The double barrel shotgun now has a spread reduction of 15% while crouched. I believe this is a nerf because the double barrel shotgun is a weapon with very high spread. So making it to where it doesn't get as much of a reduction from crouching makes sense to me because that kind of negates or kind of gets away from one of the weaknesses of the weapon and makes it more consistent if you crouched. So now you don't have to worry about that, and it's kind of reduces the effectiveness of the double barrel shotgun a bit. It's still ridiculously powerful up close, and it's one of the best things in the game, and I would really like it to see a nerf to it, like overall, or maybe even removed from the game. It's very, very annoying, and it's very low skill weapon. It takes very low skill to use it. The clingers will now only explode once their fuse has expired. Previously, if the wall or whatever structure the clinger was on was destroyed, the rest of the clingers that were attached to that wall or structure would be detonated immediately. So if you threw 3 clingers at a wooden wall, the first one would destroy the wall, and then the remaining 2 would just be, the damage from them would be applied instantly through the wall as the first one explodes, killing the player behind it. It was incredibly whack. I actually did make a video on this when I figured it out. So yeah, that being fixed is a good thing. That was a really lame tactic. I'm happy to see that gone from the game. Damage traps will now properly affect players within their range. This is a good change. Damage traps were being inconsistent. I would still like to see a nerf to traps overall. The damage, maybe put them down to 100, 125, 75, something. 150 is a lot. So I would like to see some sort of change to these traps. One of the things they did in this update was lowered the dead zone for aiming on Xbox One controllers. I'm excited to see how this changes the game because I feel like the PS4 has a lower dead zone on the controllers, and that's why I'm able to aim better with like some of the more precision weapons like the sniper, the revolver, or the deagle. I'm able to use those weapons better on PS4, so I'm excited to see how this change will affect those weapons. One of the major things in this update is that for Builder Pro and Combat Pro button layouts, there was an added functionality to use the right stick to cycle through available traps. This is a great change because if you've seen my stream, you know I've complained a lot about the D-pad swapping through traps. I really, really, really do not like that. It's really inconvenient to use the D-pad for anything while in a fight. So this being put onto the right stick, you can click the right stick without taking your thumb off of the right stick, or whatever you have to do to click the D-pad. I don't even know how I clicked the D-pad. I think I used my left thumb. I had to stop moving my character, and now I won't have to do that to swap through traps. And this is a good change. I'm excited to see how this changes the game. That was one of the more annoying things in the game for me, was swapping through traps. Because things like the bounce pad, the launch pad, and even the spike traps are so good situationally, but if you didn't have the right thing selected automatically, it was really, really inconvenient to switch to them in a fight, and now it won't be as much of a hassle. One of the final changes added to this update was that buildings will load better on Xbox One. I am very happy with this. I really am happy to see buildings load better on Xbox One. This was one of the more annoying things in the game for me because half the time I would drop out of location and the buildings wouldn't be loaded. I do play on a normal Xbox One, so if you played on the S or the X, maybe this issue is happening less to you. But hopefully this is actually fixed. They did fix this issue with the launch of Season 5, but it came back at one point, and then it's been back since. Hopefully this actually fixes it and the game is just able to play normally. That would be great. And then that's about it for this update. Those are the main changes. We had the Rift to Go added. I'm not too concerned with that. It does seem annoying, but when you think about it, people are already carrying launch pads and not giving anything up, so giving up something to carry the Rift to Go isn't the biggest deal. And Rift's already in the game, so yeah. One thing I would like to see with Rifts, this is kind of off topic, but I would like to see them go away after the first circle hits. So you can use them for the first zone, but once that hits, they're no longer in the game. So they can just kind of be used to travel if you land at an outskirt spot. If they don't get used, they just despawn and then they don't really affect the mid game. Let me know what you think about that. We had the pump shotgun improvement. That sounds good. I'm excited to see how that plays out. We had the clinger fix. Awesome. The trap fix. That's good. Swapping traps. Excellent. And then buildings loading. I'm pretty happy with. Those are the major changes in this update for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video or found it useful in some way. If there's anything I missed that you think is a big deal in this update, leave it as a comment below, and I will try to pin it if I think it is important. But yeah, thank you all for watching. And if you did enjoy this video, please do remember to leave a like rating, and if you would like to see more from me, hit that subscribe button. Thanks.